Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. Hello, everybody. Hello, Patty Bass on Facebook. Hello, Deborah. Hello, everybody. Can you hear me okay? Make sure you can hear me. There's not a terrible echo. Chat is enabled now. Zoom has a auto default. They have, for some reason, applied an auto default where the chat is disabled. Probably they took a poll amongst their customers, and that's probably the vote. So chat will always start off disabled, and then, of course, if you give me a minute, I will enable it now that I know how. Hello, everybody. Hey, Diane. Hello. Hello, hello. Hello, everybody. Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. We'll get started. It's Monday, our 11 a.m. session. My name's Travis Martin. I've lost over 100 pounds with the Shibboleth lifestyle, and I've made it a real lifestyle. Diets don't work. I tried all of them, many diets. They did not work. If I lost weight, I always gained it back. So Shibboleth is a lifestyle whereby I've lost over 100 pounds, and our beloved members, and I really mean that, we truly love our members, have self-reported losing more than 4 million pounds and more than 7 million inches. This is a practical, sustainable lifestyle, and it's changing lives in Jesus' name. So we want to welcome our 3 different types of members, family members. We have the free community members. Welcome. We're glad that you're with us. What you have access to is basically what I started teaching 20 years ago that was called Thrive Weight Loss. We give that away for free. And that's a robust program. And really the fast track program for our free community members is 10 times more variety than my old Thrive program that now has been spread all over the place. But Shibboleth starts where Thrive left off and is 100 times more robust. And that our lifetime members have access to. And then we have partners that help us sustain our mission and ministry that are a real part of that ministry, that help us keep Shibboleth healthy and allow us to help people, meet people where they are, and help them with an amazing level of support that we could not otherwise do. So for that, we give partner perks. Some of y'all are stumbling up on some of the partner perks already that they haven't been really communicated publicly yet, but several cool partner perks. But we'll get to all that. We'll have some written announcements for the end of this month. This is when we celebrate our anniversary and really are kicking off some new things. We kind of tongue-in-cheek called it our grand reopening. But with web developments being slow, with our developer being in the Ukraine, we're having to drip things out rather than all you with 20 different new features. So right now, Sasha is finalizing the new community that's on myshibboleth.com and the new exercise feature for our partners. So she'll communicate that when it's fully functional and ready. She will send out some written notifications of that. I see some of you talking about various tech issues here in Zoom, and I don't really know how to rename the chat. Vicky, I'm so sorry. I don't really know how to do that. It does say Vicky. Yeah, you're asking if it says Vicky. It does say Vicky. Maybe somebody else here knows how to rename it. We're glad to have you, Vicky. I see it's your first time from Newton, Kansas. Welcome. That leads me to point out that if you're new here, it's very important that you earn your fast track badge. Those that come to these Monday through Friday 11 a.m. sessions will get the most out of them if you have earned your fast track badge. Fast track is a free program. It's amazing. You would never really need anything beyond fast track to lose all the weight that you want to. You don't need all the other perks and features, though they make the journey much more fun. But please earn your fast track badge, because you'll hear questions asked of me in here about food combining and the philosophies, the powerful weight loss philosophies that we discuss will make much more sense if you have earned your fast track badge. You'll see that if you're new here, the group that's have been around a while, they're going to ask some questions that may or may not apply to you until you've earned that fast track badge, and it starts coming rapid fire. And if you don't understand the daily disciplines, the things that we discuss in here, they won't work for you. Everything we discuss in here, this is important even for our experienced members. Everything that we discuss, how I answer a question is with the understanding that I think that you understand the importance of the daily disciplines. Because without those perfect days that we talk about, Shibboleth perfect days, we will not get into efficient fat burning. But once you learn and understand how to have a perfect day, and that after 2 truly perfect days, you're now in efficient fat burning, well, everything just falls in place for you. So please earn the fast track badge. Vicky says, I love your accent because I'm from Alabama. I'm glad somebody likes it. I bet I would like yours too. But Kansas may have already rooted that out of you some. I've got a friend who moved to Chicago, a lifelong friend. I can't understand anything he says anymore. All right. Welcome, everybody. We're glad that you're with us. We're going to get started with some housekeeping. But first, let me do some recognition. We've got a lot of badge earners. I won't be able to read them all, so I'm just going to get to the top ones today. But we had many 10-pound badge earners. This is picking up. It's good to see the success, the amazing success. 10-pound badge earners, there were many. 25-pound badge earners, there were many. Then we've got a few 50 and 75-pound badge earners. 50-pound badge earners include Kristen Brackett, Pat Johnson, Leah Allen, and Kristen Papa George. Congratulations. And we had 2 75-pound, that's no small feat, 2 75-pound badge earners, Bobby Cartledge and Tressa Nelson, and an amazing 21 new fast track badge earners. 61 soldier, Spartan, or Savage badges. And then we had 9 people that just had 21 perfect days in a row. Christopher Sanders, Lynn Golub, Sarah T. Jackson, Sarah J. Jackson, Catherine Shaw, Lisa Hobgood, Mary Dodge, Carol Mathis, and Jane Swain. Amazing success. Congratulations. Those badges mean that you're on your way. We don't trust, ding, 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 we don't trust the scales. If we get on the scales and we measure our success on the scales only, then we're listening to a lie, like the devil in the garden. Thou won't surely die. The scales lie. They lie, man. I'm telling you, if you look at them every single day. Now, they tell a little more truth if you look at them each and every week. Like if you're comparing Monday to Monday, they'll tell a little more truth. But still, if you weigh in on Monday and Sunday you had a holiday that you earned, then the next day, you're going to have all that water fluctuation and glycogen fluctuation, that weight. So it's best to really, I use them every day, but I don't believe them until I look at them July 1st compared to August 1st. Then they tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth. You're not going to be able to lie about your effort if you're looking at the scale. They tell the truth about your effort. They do indeed. So, yeah, trust them if you're looking at a month over month. But otherwise, we trust we're earning the badges on the honor system. We know we're going in the right direction if we're earning those badges. They're hard to earn, and when you earn them, hey, that's a feather in the cap. We look at our weekly, our month, that month. I've always called it a weekly calendar because I run my life Monday through Sunday, but it's that monthly calendar. It's called that weekly timing, and that will show you what time. Why is it called weekly timing? Well, if we're marking our days right, if we're marking them right on the honor system. Now, some people, even though they didn't have a perfect day, they'll mark perfect. Now, is that gonna give us the information we need if we get through a month and we only lost 2 pounds and we look back and, you know, I have so many people that will mark it perfect. They can't stand to have this is some grow up time. This is when you need to grow up and put your adult britches on. When you do something that you know that you shouldn't have done, but it was just a little thing, right? Y'all understand what I'm saying? Just a couple of bites of cheesecake. You know that it was only a couple hundred calories. It wasn't a big deal, but you had that little bite of cheesecake and everything else was perfect. And you mark it perfect. And then you look back a month later, you only lost 2 pounds, and you've got all these days where you just did something a little bit off, but you marked it perfect anyway. You're going to get frustrated. I don't get frustrated when I'm not losing weight because I chose to take time off. But if I look back at my calendar and it says I gave max effort when I didn't, and then I only lose a couple pounds, I get frustrated because I forget about all those little nibbles. That's why we say the journal, if you bite it, you write it, you hog it, you log it. You should never, this is a grow-up moment. You should never get discouraged if you take earned holidays. Work hard, play hard. Work hard, play hard. That is a Shibboleth, and I feel a biblical philosophy. We should work, play a little bit. That makes our play more meaningful. When you play with food every day, it gets to where it's killing you and you're not even enjoying it. It's just a compulsion and a habit. That stinks. You know, food's one of those things we really enjoy. So if you overindulge in it every single day, even the very thing that you once did that allowed pleasure, now it's just a habit, compulsion, and it's causing premature death. But if you work, and then look forward to a holiday, man, that brings that dopamine response back. You get that amazing dopamine release. You're sitting there after you worked hard Monday through Thursday, and then Friday night you go out with your spouse or some friends and you have some Mexican chips and cheese dip and a chimichanga and you feel stuffed, but it's like, man, that was so good. I worked hard, I earned it, and tomorrow I'm right back to work. See, then life becomes more enjoyable. So today we may even get around to talking about other things other than food that cause a dopamine response so that we can get that feel-good chemical without just eating all the time. But I said all that to go back to our weekly timing chart. Why do we call it a weekly timing chart? So that you know the time during the week. Listen, why is it called a weekly timing chart? So that you know the number of days during the week that you were in what? The time that you were in what? EFB. If you're not in efficient fat burning status, you're not maximizing your fat loss. That weekly timing chart every week, it'll let us know how much time we spend in EFB. For example, if you can visualize with your mind's eye, I'm going a little long here, but I think this is important based upon some of the journals that I've looked at lately. So if I have Monday and Tuesdays a perfect day, and Wednesday I have a holiday, and Thursday and Friday are perfect, and Saturday I had a holiday, how much time in the week did I spend in efficient fat burning status? That's right, 0. If I have a perfect day Monday, visualize this. If I have a perfect day Monday and Tuesday, and then I have a challah meal or holiday on Saturday, how many days did I spend in efficient fat burning mode that week? I had a perfect day Monday and Tuesday. I had a perfect day Monday and Tuesday. And then again, I had a perfect day Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I took a holiday Saturday and then got back on Sunday. How many EFB days did I have? I see a couple of people that got it right. 3, right? But Travis, I lost weight. I lost a lot of weight. Even on my second day. On Tuesday, I wasn't in EFB, and that's when I lost most of my weight. Wrong. That's not when you lost most of your fat. So when I have a perfect day Monday, after a holiday Sunday, I'm going to I have perfect Monday. Tuesday will be the day I lose the most weight because I'm getting rid of what? Get rid of sugar weight and water weight. Right. The real beautiful days would be Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So the more efficient fat burning days you string together in a row, the quicker you develop a metabolism that becomes a fat adapted metabolism, and it makes it easier in the future to lose body fat. I hope that all makes sense. A housekeeping point, then I'll get to Q&A. Sasha and I, we basically take 2 weeks off per year. And we're about to take not the whole week off. We will still be accessible and still be doing online support. We won't change anything, won't miss anything other than I cannot commit till I see where I'm at and what's happening. I cannot commit to 11 a.m. session Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday. It's her 50th birthday. She's had one request the whole time we've been married, and that is to see Billy Joel at Madison Square Garden. So for her big 5-0, she's going to be taking some time off. I know no one that works harder. I do not. I'm not saying this to build her up. She works at least double the hours I do, and she's nonstop. And it's her big 5-0, and she's on. Every year I ask her, what is her fantasy vacate? What is it that she, and bless her heart, never anything big. She never wants to do anything big except for her big thing. Her whole time I've known her, even before we got married, was to see Billy Joel. I took her to Billy Joel in Atlanta many years ago, but she has maintained that it won't be the same without one day seeing him in New York. She's always wanted to go to New York, always wanted to see Billy Joel. So it's her 50th. I know no better time to do it. So we're not sure how much we'll be live, but we will still help Joni and the team answer questions. And we know how important your lifestyle and wellness is to you. So we won't be taking off totally, but we won't be in our normal habitat. Neither of us have ever been to New York, so it should be 3 days of 3 days of adventure for sure. We're taking basically 3.5 days, so y'all bear with us this week. Okay, Bernice is asking. Y'all can start asking questions. Bernice is asking, so what's happening when you lose water weight today and then for the next 2 or 3 days you stay the same weight? Well, you're not staying the same weight. That's impossible. You're not doing that. So in other words, let's be clear. If I weigh 200 pounds, I'm not staying 200.0 3 days in a row. There's always some fluctuation. Your body's a big sponge. So when you lose that massive amount of water and sugar, when you get back on the program after a hiatus, you lose that big drop because your body has got to use up the excessive amount of sugar energy, okay? You have sugar stored in your muscles that's easily accessible by your body as an energy source. And until your body burns off the excess glycogen, it will not use reserve fat. So you burn you burn the glycogen off. And as you burn the glycogen off, water molecules that are attached to the glycogen also evaporate. Water is always attached to glycogen. That's why when you have a huge hog trough meal, you have a huge meal full of carbohydrate, and you drink a lot of fluid, and you eat a lot of fruit or whatever that's got a lot of water in it. So you're not just consuming the extra weight of the glycogen. Now as you drink your water even, it's attaching to the glycogen, and the glycogen is pulling that into your muscular cells because you overdid it. You overdid it. Your body's not going to use it all right then, and it's gonna keep some of the extra glycogen in your muscles, and it's going to take the rest of the extra glycogen and convert it to fat, and you're going to store a little bit of fat. There are 3,500 calories in a pound of fat. Until we all can get this in our adult noggins, not talking to Bernice, okay? Until we can get this in our adult noggin, we're not going to be successful. You do not ever, ever lose more than a pound of fat in a day, and you cannot lose more than a half a pound of fat a day consistently. That is an amazing amount of fat. In fact, you're probably only going to lose about a quarter a pound of fat a day. This is a 1 pound fat model. This is how much space it takes up. There are 3,500 calories stored in this pound of fat. So see these marks? So I've marked off about how much fat that now this is very important. Some of you would need to quit today. Some of you need to quit today. I'm not being ugly. You're just wasting your time. Some of you are making yourself miserable because you have child fantasies of losing 50 pounds in a month. Please let me know that it's okay to talk plainly with you today without losing members, and that you accept the spirit and not just the tone, the spirit of what I have to say. Plain talk is easily understood. As long as you think you're going to lose this much fat every day, and you don't, and most of you are not even satisfied with a pound of fat a day. You didn't put it on like that. You aren't going to take it off like that. You're going to be losing about this much where my fingers are. Let me get it so you can see it. Where my fingers are up. Is that enough fat to clog an artery? Is that enough fat to clog an artery? It is. That's enough to save your life. So don't tell me it's not worth it. Now, I've got all this. In a week at best, in a week, I can lose about 2 to 4 of these. If I work my tail off and I don't have holidays, I can lose 2 to 4 of these in a week. If that's not good enough, with maximum gut-wrenching effort even, then you need to reconsider what your lifestyle approach is going to be. So many of us, listen, who does this sound like? So many of us have indulged in these childlike fantasies that we've eaten like HECK our whole life. We've put on 50 to 100 pounds or whatever, and it took a while to put it on. It seemed like we put it on fast, but it's because we was eating so fun. You're having so much fun hog troughing. But we didn't put it on fast. We put it on little by little by little, and then we wake up one day and boom, and then we want it all off. All off. We want it to consistently come off every day, every every perfect day that I have, I expect 1 pound, 2 pounds, 3 pounds of weight loss. It's not going to happen. That is a childlike fantasy. So you'd be better off, sincerely, you would be better off to go, you know what? I just love food. It's my greatest pleasure in life. It's almost my only pleasure in life, and I'm tired of beating myself up about it. I love myself the way I am. I've only been trying to lose weight because everybody tells me I need to, but now I get it. I'm making an adult decision to feed myself endlessly and just deal with prescription meds and feeling bad because I do get the reward of all this great mouth pleasure without having to live like all these disciplined people. They're just wasting their life. They're wasting their life on discipline and denying themselves. They can't eat what they want every day. And I can. You need to have that lifestyle. You need to have that lifestyle. I promise you, I'm being so honest. I'm not even being condescending. When you want to lose weight, but you also want to eat, you're just in conflict perpetually. We're all sinners. We're all sinners. We all fall short. I'm not going to judge you for giving yourself over to gluttony, no more than you should judge me for giving myself over to, if I decide to give myself over to booze. If I'm not hurting anybody and I'm willing to live like that and sacrifice all the achievements in life and sacrifice. If I just want to be a drunk and I'm not hurting you, then don't judge me. If you're a glutton, I won't judge you. All right, just being honest. Plain talk's easily understood. Now back to Bernice's comment question. So what's happening when I'm staying the same? You're losing fat if you're having perfect days. Why aren't the scales showing that I lost fat? Because you only lost, maybe if you work really hard, get your steps in and have perfect day, you lost a 1/2 pound of fat, but maybe you're carrying around you're carrying around 1 pound of water, therefore it looks like the scales went up a 1/2 pound. Does that make sense? But if you're consistent as the fat keeps coming off, then you're going to have those days, and y'all know it. You know it. You just want me to say it again and again and again. You know all of a sudden if you're consistent, you wake up after no loss, and then it shows one day you lost 4. How many has that happened to? And you're like, what happened? Why did I lose 4 now? It's because the tide went down. The water weight began to come, and it's going to come right back. It's always going to be, the tide's going to be coming up. You're going to have high tide, low tide, and it's going to mask your fat loss results. But if you're watching that weekly timing chart and you trust it, month over month, you're going to be dropping anywhere from 8 to 20 pounds. Is that not great? Travis, 8 doesn't sound good. Only 8 pounds in a month after I work my butt off? First of all, sugar britches, that is 8 of these. Your clothes start falling off after 8 of these. This is how much space it takes up. You should shout to glory every time God blesses you with a 1/2 pound of fat loss. You think 8 is slow? 8 times 12 is 96 pounds in a year. Oh my goodness, we are crazy. We are crazy people. We're crazy. We are all crazy. I'm just telling you, we are crazy as heck. Crazy. I have a 50-year high school reunion in November. How much weight is it reasonable to expect to lose by then? August, September, October, November, 4 months, 30 to 40 pounds would be a great goal if you're willing to bust your tail. If you're really willing to bust your tail, no more than a hollow meal a week, 30 to 40 pounds with ease. Thank you, Bernice. Thank you. Good to have you. Help with constipation. So I have to be careful here. This is a loaded question, unintentionally loaded. You need to consult your physician. I am not a doctor. I want to always say that. Somebody's going to come back at me. They have in the past. I'm not a doctor. I have no expertise. I just am not able to answer your question. I don't know what your underlying health conditions are. I can tell you what I do for me, and then it's up to you to figure out if that's right for you. You would need to consult your doctor, okay? So with that said, constipation, first of all, we're not babies anymore. We should not be pooping after every single meal. That's not the way our bodies work. Constipation is defined as not, typically in medical circles, constipation is defined as not having a bowel movement at least once every 3 days. And I know for most that's not comfortable. You want to go every day ideally, and I do too. But it's not constipation unless you have been 3 days without a bowel movement, especially when you start eating only adequate amounts of food in the onset of your new lifestyle. That will slow down the frequency of your bowel movements because you're not eating as much overage. That's number one to think about. When you change your diet up, that can cause you not to be as frequent for a while until your body adjusts to your new adequate food intake, as opposed to you overindulging every single day. You're going to have more waste when you overindulge every single day. So with less waste and giving your body time to adjust, you may not go as frequently. Now, with that said, one of the things you're doing often is eating more insoluble fiber, and it's not like a laxative. It takes time to work itself through the intestines. So you have to give that time. You're now hopefully eating more category 2s, and that can cause a little bit of a problem. How do we deal with that? Every day, proper hydration, ding, 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 proper hydration, a half a gallon to a gallon of water every single day. Movement, sedentary people often deal with constipation much more than those of us who move. So a brisk walking regimen daily, that will help you, or get you a rebounder that's easy on the joints, and spend 10 to 15 minutes a day jumping on your rebounder. So you got to move. You have to move. So hydration and movement. And if you're still having issues, then look at Advocare fiber packet mixed with Ocean Spray Diet once a day, or look at Thorn Fiber Mend mixed in a light eating episode like Healthwise Hot Chocolate to get a little additional fiber, and then also add on probiotics. That's my regimen. Vicky has alpha galactose and can only eat seafood and poultry. If we look at that right, Miss Vicky, that's an advantage, because seafood and poultry are amazing protein sources, amazing source of essential amino acids, and we call those exercise on a plate here. So I know it's hard because other people have more variety than you can have due to this illness. Yet you have, if we look at it with a rose-colored glasses, this is a blessing and an advantage, because these are exercise on a plate foods. Awesome. How do we submit a WOW challenge request? Like if there's a food I would like to be included in one, the best place would be to send that to info@myshibboleth.com, info@myshibboleth.com, info@myshibboleth.com. Karen says, my daughter has lost 13 pounds in 3 weeks. Wow, that's incredible, Karen. I hope you'll give her a big brotherly love hug from me. Awesome job, awesome commitment. Keep up the great work. Do we gain muscle when we exercise even though we can't see it? No, you don't. That's another myth. You do not. So a lot of people say, oh, you gain weight, it's just muscle. No, if you've exercised, then if you have deconditioned muscles that haven't been exercised in a long time, they develop as you're exercising micro tears that are good. Micro tears in the muscle. Big tears aren't good, little tears are. And then those micro tears fill up with fluid to protect that muscle as it recovers. And that will expose some temporary weight gain, but it's not muscle. Now, the only way that you can gain muscle without a surplus of calories, the only way that you gain any muscle is if you ever had, it works just like fat. See, when we lose body fat, those fat cells are still there. They're just emptied out. And that's why we can gain weight back so fast. If we ever go off the program, we can take a gastric bypass person. After they lose all that weight, 12 to 18 months later, they're very vulnerable to gain all their weight back faster than ever because those fat cells are still there. They just emptied them out, but they're still there. So then what happens with muscles, the same thing. You stop using your muscle, the life and health of the flesh is in the blood. You stop using it and it atrophied. Those muscular cells haven't been used, so they've gotten smaller. So when you first start working out again, you can this is very important. You can reconstitute old muscle. Those muscle cells don't go away. They just haven't been used. So now when we start getting blood flow back to them, then we reconstitute that old muscle very fast. That's the only way you can put on muscle up to the point of your former muscularity. You can never go to new heights. If you've never been Arnold, you ain't getting there, right? That's why Arnold Schwarzenegger, you see him when he was governor, he got chunky. But then when he left the governorship and started working out again for a movie, he put it right back on. Normal people can't do that. He spent years of building those muscular cells, and now they're always going to be there, and he can get in tip-top shape real quick without much effort. You, my friend, can put on, if you were, when you're 24-year-old, you had more muscle, you can put that muscle back on really fast without a surplus of calories. I don't even address all the people. It would not be, I would spend all day if I looked through Facebook and found our members that go, oh, don't worry about it, you just gain muscle. This is the child lies that we tell ourselves. No, that's not muscle that you put on unless you're reconstituting old muscle. The only way to put on new muscle is to overconsume calories. You will also put on fat. That's why you have a cutting season and a bulking season if you're a transformation person. Where you're into physique transformation, you'll do something like 12 weeks of bulking and then 12 weeks of cutting, building the muscle, then preserving it and cutting. You cannot put on new muscle without over-consuming a surplus of calories. Your body needs the extra calories to make the new muscle after you've really worked out hard and broken muscle tissue down. So no, we don't put on you now. You can give the illusion, and this is what I've done, you can give the illusion by toning the muscle. So without a surplus of calories, I can strengthen and tone the muscle. I won't build it, but I can strengthen and tone it. And as I operate in a calorie deficit, support the small amount of muscle I have with protein, and then I'm in a calorie deficit, I'm controlling insulin. Guess what happens? I shed off the fat, and then it shows the underlying muscle that's under there. So if you can't see your muscle, you can't see it, it's because you still have too much excess fat in that area of your physique. My doctor wants me to lose 40 pounds so I can have knee surgery. My goal is January. Yes, you can do that easily. Yeah, you can do that easily, Mary. Yeah, 40 pounds. I say easily, but the lifestyle's so fun. Why not do it anyway? And yeah, you'll be at your 40-pound goal by January. What a great why. That's a great why. You can do it. Correct. Sarah says, I finally got through my thick head that I'm not eating as much food. Therefore, my bathroom habits will change. Yes, they will. On this challenge, can you have cucumbers and tomatoes with your egg whites as a condiment? I don't think that I put tomatoes on there. I had to go back and look. I don't think I put tomatoes, but you can have any approved condiment. So you could use diced tomatoes and cucumbers as a category 2 with your egg whites. That would be a meal episode. How do you look up Hunger Game challenges other than in the journal? So we're not doing those anymore. I really need to remove them from the website, but some people still use them. We're not really doing those. So really the only one-day self-guided challenges, we're not doing those anymore. So you can do them on your own. We're really not doing much with support for the Hunger Games. So right here, we go to challenges. This is your challenges. And the only self-guided challenge right now is WOW Challenge meal plans. This is the only one, okay, that you do self-guided right now. The Hunger Games is really outdated, okay? So here I go down through here and I decide what I can do. Let's just say that I want one that has chicken on it. Let's see if any come up with chicken. Here's some with chicken. Rhonda loves chicken chili. Oh, this one looks interesting. Tracy's avocado bacon. Let me look this up. Says for breakfast, this quirky, weird challenge says I have to have a bacon or turkey sausage with a half avocado. Sounds interesting. Bowl of chicken soup with no rice. Dinner, grilled barbecue chicken with a half a grilled avocado. Looks like I can do this one. I like it. I'm going to go get my groceries. I'm going to do this one. I accept it. I accept it for today. And now I'm off to the races. If I go to my journal and I go to challenges, avocado, WOW challenge uncompleted. So then let's say that I completed on the honor system, I mark completed. If I don't complete it, I want to be honest with myself. If you lie to yourself, that's the worst person to lie to. You'll lose confidence in yourself. I can tap out or I can complete it. If I tap out, it's going to show that I earned a Diet Devil badge. So tomorrow when I log in, it'll show the Diet Devil. The only way to get rid of the Diet Devil after you declare a challenge and you commit to a challenge, you win one day. You had one day to do what you said you would do, and it exposes your lack of discipline. And that's an area that you need to work on because it wasn't hard to do. It was one day of sacrifice and you couldn't do it. So you tap out. You didn't earn your WOW badge. You tap out because you declared war on your weakness and you just gave up during the middle of the day. That's no problem. We just keep trying. So you get the Diet Devil badge and it will not go away until, because the Diet Devil won. It will not go away until you successfully complete a WOW challenge. Then it'll go away and be replaced by the War on Weakness badge. So that's it. That's how that works. Hey, Kimberly Frew, I went to ER. Oh, no. What happened, Kimberly, at the ER? Are you okay? Let us know you're okay. What happened? I'm at my mom's. I'm a caregiver. Do you have any suggestions as far as exercise? I used to walk 10 miles a day. If you can't get out and you can't get away for a little while to walk, you may have to break it up. Hopefully you do get some breaks. You may not, but I hope you do get some breaks, and maximize the use of those breaks. Throw your headphones on, and you'll be surprised if you go for 5 or 6 10-minute sessions. It goes by quick. It's actually very enjoyable to do that. We like to go get it all at once. It's frustrating to have to do that several times during the day, but you'll be surprised if you'll break it up with your little 10-minute breaks and just go stepping. You do that 4 or 5 times a day, you're going to get at least an hour in. You just do your best, right? You do your best. And then next, you can do what my good friend Pinky does all day. She walks in place. It's not as fun, and it's not as enjoyable as covering distance, but walking in place, you can get your steps too. I don't know if you have access to a recumbent. I have a recumbent bike. I'll put my Fitbit on my shoelace and I'll do that. But worst case scenario, get you a step up and just step, just step. You remember those old step ups, those little box step ups? You put it on the lowest setting and just step on it. Just step on it. You'll get a heck of a workout. Do your best. Get creative. Get resourceful. Do your best. And anytime you think that you can't do that, do what my friend Pinky does and start stepping in place. She's made it such a habit everywhere we've been with them. She's stepping, waiting in line. She's stepping. That's how she does it. You can do it. It's just a change of how you think about it. You don't get any breaks all day, so I see that. I get no breaks all day, so I would just really think about stepping in place. Hopefully that wouldn't annoy the person you're giving care to too bad. Sometimes you just can't do it, right? Sometimes, here's the great thing. Steps is not the number one thing that helps us lose weight. It's second. The number one thing that helps us lose weight is eating right. You cannot exercise enough to overcome a bad diet. I can take somebody that's exercising but doesn't eat great, and I cannot exercise but eat Shibboleth, and I'll blow them away with weight loss. So at the end of the day, if you just can't get away, you have no time for yourself, you can eat right and still lose the weight. That's 80% of transformation. Kimberly says, the arteries in my head are inflamed. I have to make an appointment with a specialist. I'm so sorry, Kimberly. I'm so sorry. Can we all help me pray for Kimberly today? She's a good friend, and let's pray for Kimberly, everyone. Hope all that turns out right. I am so sorry you had to start your day off like that. Yeah, you have to remember, I just got a private message. I have so many issues. Listen, I understand that, but it's an excuse. I'm going to hurt your feelings probably. I'm not going to mention your name so you don't feel embarrassed, but you're making excuses. You're making excuses. And look, has anybody seen the guy on YouTube that has no arms and no legs, and he's a motivational speaker? Has anybody seen him? I hope so. I hope so. Because when I make excuses, I feel ashamed. I feel ashamed with all the blessings that God has bestowed upon me, and I'm going to look for reasons not to do my best when I have my health. I don't have the health I wanted, or I wouldn't have herniated disc, and I wouldn't have a ruptured Achilles, and I wouldn't have sciatica, but I can work around all that. I can do my best. So many people, they have an issue and they talk themselves into just quitting. They feel sorry for themselves. You can take 2 people. This is why I know it's about mindset. You can take 2 people. You can take one person who's got all the opportunities and they won't do nothing with it. Then you take somebody that if you were them, you probably wouldn't even want to keep living, and they find a way to live their very best life. It's all in your mindset. So whatever issues you've got to become more resourceful and work around them and work through them. The Bible, when it says that with faith we can move mountains, have you ever considered that he might have meant go under it, around it, over it, through it? You know, you've got to become more resourceful. Are you going to spend the short life you have being negative, sick, and ill? Okay? Don't do that. Don't do that. You've got so many things to be. There's nobody here sick enough that you can't live your best life. Nobody here. It might be hard. You might have it harder than some others. You might have it might be more difficult. You might have to go slower than others because of the difficulty in life, whether self-imposed or whether somebody imposed it on you. I've had both kind of problems in my life. I've had the kind of problems that I caused myself, and I've had the problems that other people caused for me. And when other people cause them, then I just have to keep going and work around that. I can't let them be the devil in my life. And when I cause them, I have to change. I have to change. Being overweight is a self-imposed problem. You can't blame it. When you get right down to it, you cannot blame it on anyone but yourself. And then you shouldn't blame yourself. You should just own it and make an adult decision. Do I want to fix this or not? I can't walk. Well, why does that stop you from losing weight? I'm broke. I hear this one every day. I'm broke. I can't afford to eat healthy. Praise God. What a blessing that you're broke. How in the world, if you're broke, are you 100 pounds overweight? You ain't got no money to buy all that food. Why are you buying it? Why are you not buying some turkey spam and pintos and living off that until all the weight is gone, sugar britches? There's no excuse. There's no excuse. Sorry to be rough today, but there's no excuse. If you're broke, what a blessing for this time. For this time, you can't afford nothing. So how are you overeating? Why are you buying all those chips that are causing you to be overweight? You're broke. If you're broke, you can't buy much. So buy some good stuff. Some pinto beans. Eat pintos every day. You'll lose weight. You won't need this program. Pamela asking prayer for her father. Cancer to the brain. Always been very active. We're believing for a miracle. Absolutely, Pamela. Don't forget, there's a great place on the website to make sure that all prayer requests get answered and prayed for. For example, right here, it hadn't been used in a little while. Sad to see. The prayer corner. And you can see 23 people were praying for freedom here. So you can let them know you're praying for them. You can read their prayer request. You can make comments. You can see that people were commenting with Lisa. Oh, that was Lisa, but 15 people praying for. Cross 68 people praying for. So that does get looked at. And if you believe in the power of prayer, that's important to us. That's why we set that up. Sometimes in these sessions, we just kind of in our thoughts and hearts have prayer for Pamela, have prayer for Kimberly. You know, our hearts want to go with you. We have prayer every morning in our home for our members, for ourselves, and then we have that prayer corner. I just want to remind everybody of that if you believe in the power of prayer. Wanda, so sorry about the loss of your mother. Glad that you're recommitting and going to engage in self-care. I know that's what she would want, and very sorry to hear about that. Stephanie says, I work at a dialysis clinic. All the patients are on the same machines, but some care for their body and others don't. You can see the difference. Absolutely. Thanks for sharing that. I see so many people just giving up, man, just giving up. And then I say, are you a Christian? And they go, I am a Christian. I love the Lord. Do you just believe you ought to be a Christian? Sorry to meddle. But being a Christian is about well done is better than well said, right? Karen on Facebook, if having low-fat cottage cheese, how much hemp hearts, high protein, or hemp crumbles can I have? Low-fat cottage cheese, you've already got your protein in check there. So since you're having the low-fat cottage cheese, it's already protein-rich. I would only use a tablespoon because I'm assuming you want to make it work. I wouldn't use more than a tablespoon. You've already got your protein situation covered. You don't need the hemp hearts or hemp flakes, but if you're adding them to restore regularity, a tablespoon only, please, as a meal episode. If you had no other protein source, like on a salad, like if you're just having a salad and no protein, then you could add 3 to 5 tablespoons of hemp hearts, hemp flakes, or crumbles. But otherwise, just a condiment, please. Yeah, Chris, that's a good example of the right attitude. I lost 10 pounds while I was in Mobile for a broken knee for 8 weeks and still lost weight. So diet, a healthy diet is so much more important than exercise. That the Bible never lies to us. If we read it with spiritual discernment, it says that bodily exercise profits a little. It doesn't profit much. What does profit a lot is exercising godliness with contentment. So when we exercise godliness, could we say self-discipline? That's going to profit much more. Now, if we do both together, like I do now, I didn't when I lost all my weight, but I do now. I just feel better because exercise gives you a dopamine hit. And I'd rather get my dopamine hit from exercise as opposed to food. Hannah says, I'm done with excuses. That's like we just had an altar call. Hannah's come to the altar, and I join you on the altar, and I go, me too, sister, me too. So good. Let's keep going. Way to give it all to God today. Good job. What does hemp do? Hemp is a food. It does what food does. There's nothing special about any food other than it's special because it's food. This is a very healthy food, and when it's time to eat, it does nothing magical, but it is good at helping preserve muscle, no different than a chicken breast. It's just, I like hemp. I don't want meat. Let's have some hemp. They're good for you. They also help with regeneration of tissues like other healthy foods do. They are, from a plant perspective, much more full of essential amino acids, so you might get a little more energy from them. And they're also heavy in fiber that's easily digested and helps restore regularity. How do I use bee pollen? As a supplement, I supplement with bee pollen daily on an empty stomach, first thing in the morning. It's an antiviral and an antibacterial. It gives energy and accelerates libido. Marcia, praying for you. I had heard where you had a fall, and I hope everybody will pray for you too, Marcia. So sorry. Get well soon, sis. We need you going full on again. How much hemp a day? That's another slippery slope question. We shouldn't be asking that question. We should not be asking that question. We should be looking at up to 3 eating episodes a day. And if in an eating episode, my situation is I'm not really feeling any meat, that would be a good time to use the hemp. So let's just pretend that for whatever reason, I'm going to have 3 eating episodes today, and I'm just not wanting any meat for whatever reason, you see. So let's just say hypothetically, for illustrative purposes, I wanted egg whites. No, let's don't even do that. Let's say I wanted a salad for breakfast, a salad for lunch, and a salad for dinner, to give an extraordinary example. I could have 3 to 5 tablespoons of hemp on my breakfast salad, 3 to 5 tablespoons of hemp on my lunch salad, and 3 to 5 tablespoons of hemp on my dinner salad. So that would be your max amount if you did them right. Now, could you have 3 to 5 tablespoons on 3 other type meals? Lord, no. You'd be getting in way more calories than you needed. So you can use it as your only protein source when you don't want meat. Hemp flakes are a category 1+2. Hemp hearts are a category 6. You have to use them in the right category and in the right situation. Now, if you don't understand that, and a new person wouldn't, you need to get a mentor appointment and let them help you build a meal plan around hemp. We don't go to adding hemp to everything. It's a food. That's like me adding, let's say, fish. Fish is a delicious, healthy food. Would we add it to every meal just because it's going to help preserve muscle? No, that would be too many calories. Same thing. When we ask how much hemp can we have, we want to be really careful with that. We don't want to add it to everything. We may already have a good meal. Example, let's say that I've got the spaghetti recipe, the approved spaghetti recipe. I've got my carbs, I've got my protein, and I've got my condiment. Now, oh, hemp's good for me. Let me add some hemp too. Now I add 3 to 5 tablespoons of hemp seeds in my spaghetti. We got a problem. We just went way over our meal episode calorie threshold. You see, does everybody see what I'm making? See what I'm saying? So again, let me reiterate it and summarize it. Use a tablespoon as a condiment if you must, because you believe you need it for regularity. The best way to use it would be if I'm having a vegan meal and I want to use it as my primary protein source, then 3 to 5 tablespoons. Do you record your bee pollen as a supplement? I do. I do indeed. Yeah, it's an approved supplement. Does that make sense, everybody? What is the difference in Plexus and Advocare? Are they the same? They're not the same. I'm an Advocare guy. Many of our clients are Plexus people. We don't say you can only have Advocare because we're not that kind of program. We're a lifestyle. We want people to do what makes sense for them. Many people are trying to run Plexus as their business. I'm not a Plexus guy. I don't have anything bad to say about their supplements, and I haven't done any research. So I don't know, other than we've approved their products for our clients. Some of their products are not approved. Most of them are approved if you use them the right way. I decided some time ago that if it's not food, I'm not going to try to keep up with it, because as you can imagine, there is thousands of supplement companies, thousands of network marketing companies, and I just found that after a while, I was running myself ragged trying to research stuff that I wasn't really interested in. So for me, I'm only interested in food and supplements that you'll really only hear me now moving forward, other than something new might fascinate me and I might talk about it. But for the most part, you only hear me talk about Advocare, because again, I have to worry about the safety of my clients. So I'll only talk about Advocare, and I pretty much, being a 20-year customer, am an expert on their products. And so Advocare, I trust. And Onnit, I love the Onnit brand. I'm big into the cognitive enhancements that one would get from consuming mushrooms, like reishi and lion's mane. So Onnit has some great products like that. I'm a huge believer in the Beverly Company, Beverly Nutrition. I like Now Nutrition. They're pretty solid. And I like Thorne. Those are really the only ones I should be speaking on. I don't know anything about Plexus other than we have a lot of clients that love their products. Just make sure that you take them right. I have nothing bad to say about them. I just don't know anything about them. Besides cutting out sugar and tomatoes, what other foods are beneficial for eliminating arthritis? Most likely, you need to start on a food elimination protocol if you're serious about clearing up your arthritic conditions. Proper hydration, of course, following the Bulletproof Shield. You will probably have to get rid of all nightshades. But what I would suggest is a food elimination protocol where you start off with lion and shark days, and then over time, you begin to add back some non-toxic fruits and veggies. So you start, the best way to start food elimination is lion and shark days. Then after about a week, assess how you're feeling, and then add back berries. Berries are very low toxicity. Squash is very low toxicity. You may have to stay away from nuts, seeds. They can cause that. Nuts, seeds, leafy greens, tomatoes, eggplant, these things can cause these types of conditions. So, Robin, I would really advise you to do what I would do, which would be to start a food elimination protocol, 7 days of lion and shark days, but only tier 1 foods. You can do anything for 1 week, and you'll also lose a lot of body fat. And then at the end of 7 days, let's see how you're feeling. Did the arthritic conditions ease any? And if they did ease some, then we can add some berries and squash and see how we go. Then some cucumbers and mushrooms and see how we go. And you slowly, and then what happens when you add that thing back and you have a flare up, you'll know what your problem is. Jitterbug, can you use hemp seeds in the AHS mac and cheese or only the flakes? Might want to dial it back a little bit. Hemp seeds have more calories, and mac and cheese already has 220 calories. So you might want to dial it back a little bit. But yeah, you could use hemp hearts in that, but dial it back a little. Yeah, Christy, if you're a plexus advocate, just make sure that the protein is greater than the net carbs and keep your calories around 250 to 300 for a meal episode, under 200 for a snack. I use doTERRA supplements and protein. I trust them fully and love the protein and fiber. Interested in what you approve for hydration. I have a Berkey water filter. Wet water, anything that's wet, I count as hydration. Personally, though, I like alkaline water, and I gave up most of the alkaline water products, and I usually drink Fiji now. I don't have expensive equipment. As long as we're getting in wet water, you know, we're going to be all right. That's highly overrated because your body will alkali, or your body is going to work hard to maintain the proper pH. Alkaline water doesn't necessarily help it maintain the proper pH. Even if you're drinking alkaline water, you're going to reset back to the proper pH. So wet water, you just, wet water out of the tap, you absorb more of it. I'm not advocating that. I'm just saying if that's the best you can do out of the tap, that's fine. But any alkaline water is definitely not going to hurt you, may help you a pinch. So for me, it's usually Fiji. I like the taste of Fiji water. Yeah, alkaline from Costco would be fine. Yep. And by the way, I do love, I don't know if I'm pronounced right, but doTERRA. I have some. I use, I'm big on essential oils. I use Vibrant Blue oils, and I use doTERRA. So those are the ones I use. I'm a huge believer. I look forward to getting more into that. I think that's a missing link for myself and clients. There's a huge difference in my bodily inflammation and in my sleep. And I measure my sleep with my Whoop strap. Huge difference in my sleep when I use essential oils versus not using essential oils. So keep it up. Great job. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, I probably will be signing up for doTERRA very soon, just because I prefer, please don't take this as a criticism. I love Vibrant Blue oils. Jody Cohen, I've been using hers, but she doesn't have all the ones I need. And I was trying to decide between doTERRA and what is it, Young Living or something like that. And I had about decided doTERRA. So anyway, I believe they have good products. Thank you, Bernice. We appreciate you too, Kimberly. Anyone else, any other questions before we go today? Did everybody get something out of this? Don't forget, if you're new here, I know you're going to be confused, and my heart goes out to you. This is a powerful, powerful lifestyle. It works so good. I've never found anything that works like it, and it's based on your goals, your situation, but you got to do the time. It doesn't take long at all, a couple of hours. You don't even have to do that all at once. Please watch the fast track videos. Please watch the fast track videos and earn your fast track badge. These sessions will make so much more sense. How do I use oils for sleep? I use Jody Cohen's Vibrant Blue oils, and they have a parasympathetic, a histamine. They have several oils, one for nighttime recovery, and I just put them behind my ears, and my sleep recovery is so much better when I do that. It's amazing. Though your skin is the largest organ of the body, and it absorbs so much, and it just helps rebalance everything for you. So I use several of her oils, and I put them right behind my ear and on my heart, and I sleep so much better when I am disciplined and didn't fall on the couch asleep. I usually, I can't say I do it every night because sometimes I'm exhausted and I fall asleep on the couch. Then when I wake up, I just go to bed. You don't have your wits about you. But my nighttime regimen is usually about 9:30, 10 o'clock because I get up very early. I start trying to wrap it up. I don't get to do that a lot. And then I have about a 30-minute ritual that I do before I go to sleep. Chris, thank you. My doctor's very impressed with lifestyle and how it has changed me. Great job. Yeah, Giselle, if you want to, send me some information. I haven't signed up with anyone yet, so send me some information about your favorite likes, and I'll try to do a comparison between Vibrant Blue. Vibrant Blue is the reason I did it. It's not network marketing, but doTERRA's got some things that I need in my arsenal. So, yeah. Thank you, Hannah. Thank you, everybody. Are all hearts and minds clear? Thank you for the stars, Diane. Appreciate that on Facebook. Yeah, Giselle, let me know. I was about to do it. Okay, everybody. Thank y'all, and God bless you all. Please remember Sasha and I as we travel, and pray that she has a good 50th birthday. I needed to step up to the plate. She's not, she's had a rough year. She wouldn't tell you that, but it's been the most stressful year of her work life this year, and I haven't made it any easier. So I hope we have safe travels and good weather, and she has a good time. Short, but it's going to be a good one. Thank you all. God bless you. Continue prayers for those that ask for prayer requests. We'll see you more this week. We just don't know the times. All right. Oh, tonight, by the way, we will do our Top Gun tonight at 8 p.m. since I'm going to struggle the rest of the week getting those in. So tonight, we will do a Top Gun rally. If you're in the Top Gun Challenge, be looking for that via text for 8 p.m. Try to keep everybody motivated. And then we'll do another one Saturday, and then we'll do another one next week to recognize our biggest losers. All right, y'all. Have a good one. God bless.